Enrique's over there telling me what to do. Welcome. Does that sound weird?
No,
I feel like I sound weird.
it's probably from the headset. So you got to get used to that.
All right.
All right, we should be going live everywhere else. Live on Twitter, YouTube.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
All right, there we go. We're live on Facebook also. Now let's go over here.
Oh, I gotta turn that down.
Ooh, I hate the sound of my voice.
Yeah. Here we go. Welcome in, y'all. It is a Monday night, and it is a great Monday. Not only is there Monday Night Football, but the Cowboys lost yesterday.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So I know Kevin Anthony is not going to be happy about that. Plus a bunch of people that I know that are all Cowboys fans. They are not going to be happy about the Cowboys losing yesterday. Not only did they lose, they got beat in dramatic fashion at one point, 30-0. Ow.
Oh, yeah.
Not only does my back hurt, but that hurt the Cowboys. But anyways, yeah, man, we're going to get into that and in an upset Sunday. Like really a truly upset Sunday. I'm Jeff Michael. This is SWB on VYPE. Lauren Leal is not here with us. She had another engagement. We got off the show earlier. We've already done 3 hours of sports, so why not a fourth? Appreciate you guys paying attention and watching. I hope all is well. Nathan, you too. Look, man, there's a lot going on. We're going to get into Aaron Rodgers. We're going to get into the OBJ situation. Just yesterday was crazy. It's Saturday, and college football was nuts as well. So we've got a lot to talk about on that as well. But look, SWB, like I said, brought to you by VYPE. Go to VYPE.com. All of your high school and some college. They are in Texas, Alabama, Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana, Kevin's home, Mississippi, Oklahoma. Any scores, anything you need from high school, they do it all. They film all those stuff, basketball, volleyball, baseball, football, all of it. VYPE.com. They are it. We're just going to talk sports today. Look, like I said, Lauren is not out of town. She's not going to be with us today, but I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this college schedule because the playoff rankings came out last week. And of course, the week that the playoff rankings come out, the weekend following college football just went ham.
Yeah, it just blew up. It blew up on everybody.
I mean, unbelievable. Right now, college football top 25 brought to you by David Carrier. Give him a call, 281-650-0648. Mention SWB, get a free quote ASAP. Refinancing and purchasing, David Carrier is your man. Number one with this college football rankings is Georgia. This may be one of the best teams that we've ever seen in college football, especially defensive-wise.
Oh, yeah. Regardless, man. Like they've been on point. They've been on point.
They've only given up 6 touchdowns the entire year. It is phenomenal, the defense that they are putting up. Of course, they're number one, and they're number one by a long shot. Right behind them, you have an unbeaten Cincinnati team at number 2. I don't mind them being there because they deserve to be at number 2. Let's just say that because they are unbeaten. But you can bet that the people that decide this playoff race in college football are screaming for them to lose a game because they are not.
It does not fit with Cincinnati.
No, Georgia and Cincinnati would not be a fun game. Alabama is at number 3, and they are the one-loss team. The problem you run into right here is that you're going to have Alabama and Georgia playing the SEC championship.
Again, yeah.
So I'm assuming, let's just assume that Georgia wins that game. Alabama's going to be a 2-loss team. Where do you put them and where this all falls? Right now, you've got Georgia, Cincinnati, Alabama, Oklahoma at the top 4. Oregon, Ohio State sit at 5 and 6. Notre Dame 7. Michigan State, who lost after beating Michigan, fall down to 8. Michigan at number 9, so they're neck and neck again. Oklahoma State number 10. Your Texas A&M fighting Aggies 7 and 2 at number 11. Ole Miss, Wake Forest, BYU, UTSA. University of Texas San Antonio at number 15 at 9 and 0. Good for them. They are ranked higher than the University of Houston, who sits at 17. Then you have Baylor, Iowa, Wisconsin, NC State, and it goes on. I guess the big thing here is the top 4.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's the only one that's awkward. They're there because they're 9-0. Do they deserve to be there? Sure. They're undefeated. They played out of all the unbeaten teams. They've played a tougher schedule, I guess. Just if they played Alabama right now, they would be what, a 15, 20-point underdog?
Probably,
At least. But they are number 2 because they're undefeated. And like I said, the rankings come out again tomorrow after this past weekend, in which all kinds of madness happened. So we're going to find out where they put Cincinnati tomorrow and how they rank this again. But as of right now, you got Georgia, Cincinnati, Alabama, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Ohio State, which, man, I don't know. Again, you have the SEC championship with Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
Alabama's going to be a 2-loss team if things go the way it's supposed to. Where do you put them? Do you rank them above a 1-loss Oregon team or a 1-loss Oklahoma team if they lose? Or Ohio State? If Ohio State goes 10, 11, and 1, do they rank above a 2-loss Alabama team? Man, tough job. In the offseason, there's going to be another tough job of these officials trying to expand the playoffs, which I'm all for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go up to 8 to 10 teams. You've got to make the playoffs a little bit bigger. Make sure that way you don't have as big of an argument for these other teams getting in. But I really think that Georgia, hands down, best team in the country, if not the best team, especially defensive wise, that we've seen in a long, long time. This team. If you don't like defense, they're boring. I mean, if you love defense, this is the best team you've seen in a very, very, very long time. It's awesome. Let's see. They just got done saying that about Joe Burrow and his college run. Yeah, you're right, Nathan. They did. Everyone keeps saying that because they just want to be a part of watching the best ever. There's a bunch of teams that fall into the bet. Like, a lot of people did say that LSU team was great.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And wow, Ed Orgeron, this guy is on cloud 12. He comes into LSU, wins a national championship, gets paid buttloads of money, and then is like, I'll see you later. They're like, get out. He's like, well, perfect. And they're going to pay me.
Yeah, that's the best.
Man, Ed, that. What a happy man.
Oh, yeah. I'll be happy too.
And there's some college vacancies that are coming up. The USC job is open. The LSU job's open. TCU. These are political jobs. These are high-ranking jobs in college football. It's going to be very interesting to who fills these spots and how quickly they get filled, because in today's college football and even NFL, it's win-now mentality. You can't go and build a team anymore. You've got to immediately win. Look at what Texas is going through right now. They're already getting hammered.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, UT just got smashed this past weekend again, and they're supposed to go over to the SEC. College football is going to be real interesting this coming offseason to see if if they expand the playoffs, which I'm sure they will, because, look, it's all about money. They're going to get paid. And not only that, A&M, Oklahoma going over to the SEC should be fun, but look, the playoff rankings are out. We'll talk about them Thursday. Well, they'll be out tomorrow at 7 p.m., and I'm sure we'll jump all over it on Thursday once Lauren gets back. Like I said, she had other plans this evening. We did a 3-hour show earlier. Tomorrow we'll be on as well on Sports Map Radio from 12 to 3 p.m. Stay tuned to us there. Look, some other cool news here locally in Houston. Carlos Correa, Gold Glove, shortstop.
Oh, yeah. So, baby.
Get him Correa, as well as Yuli Gurriel, first base, Gold Glove. Well deserved. And I guess the topic of the day is there was a 5-year offer floating out there, and then also a 6-year.
Yeah, I saw both of them.
6-year offer floating out there. Both are good offers.
They're real good offers. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how Correa would turn that down unless he just wanted out.
Yeah. Unless he's all about the money.
The 6-year offer with Correa would make him the highest paid shortstop ever. in the history of
hands down
baseball. We're going to see what happens. Nathan lost without Lauren. Oh, man, appreciate it. I guess I should just get off air. Correa, as much as I want him to stay in Houston, I don't think he's going to.
I doubt it.
He wants a bigger market. I think Houston's a small market for him. But if he turns down that 6-year offer, which is somewhere around 270, 280, I think, somewhere in there, I got to look up the exact numbers. But if he turned that down, you would know that it's not about the money for here.
Yeah.
It's strictly that he wants to go have his own team, be in a bigger market, and go do things elsewhere, man. Yuli got an extension, which is great. I think they wanted him here because there are a lot of South American players here. He's sort of like the dad to them. They wanted to extend him. I think he got $7 million.
I believe so, yeah.
I think he had around $7 million for 1 year. So Yuli stays here. It's going to be fun with the Astros offseason because of their farm system. Their farm system's incredible. They've got 3 or 4 players down there that are great. We're looking at Justin Verlander also getting signed by Detroit, I think. And then there was this rumor floating around that Carlos Correa was going to go to Detroit. Obviously meet back up with A.J. Hinch, the Astros ex-manager. Interesting, but the offseason for baseball is always fun to sit here and watch. But there's a ton of shortstops, ton of free agents, ton of top prospects in baseball. So we still got 4 or 5 months to play with it. So let's get on to some football.
Let's do it. I got something queued up for that one right there.
All right. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do the rundown brought to you by Hybrid Technologies. Call Roy standing over there at Hybrid Technologies Group, 832-336-1201. When it comes to reliability, they're the ones to call. Phones, cable servicing, surveillance cameras, your cloud services. Hybrid Technologies, they got you covered. All right, big situation of the day. Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers.
I didn't hear about that one.
What happened? Just they disappeared, right? So
wow.
Jordan Love steps in for the unvaccinated Aaron Rodgers. It was terrible. Look, Aaron Rodgers couldn't be a bigger Jordan Love fan at this point. If they thought that they were going to get something out of Jordan Love, they were really sadly mistaken during this game. Kansas City ended up winning the game, but it was so ugly. And the game plan for Green Bay was so simple. Dump passes, cross routes, just really simple stuff for Jordan Love to try to follow. And he just he looked like a deer in headlights. And did you see where they set his mom? At the
very top.
At the very top of the stadium. I was so embarrassed and felt bad for her to watch her son's first start in the NFL. Like that was pretty bad.
That was sad, man.
Yeah, it was bad. But Jordan Love comes out of here. 19 to 34, only 190 yards, 1 TD, 1 pick with a QBR rating of 27.4. Ridiculously bad.
Yeah, very bad.
Aaron Rodgers, look, I'm not a mandate guy. I don't believe in mandates. You're a grown man. You can do what you want to do. But the NFL had strict protocols to make sure that you do get vaccinated. And if you're the quarterback of a franchise like the Green Bay Packers, you're the head, you're the leader. You need to get vaccinated.
Hands down,
regardless of what you believe in or not. You're getting paid a ton of money to make sure that your team. What if this was the playoffs?
Exactly. Yeah.
And this could happen. It could happen again. He's done for 10 days.
Yeah.
And it's not irresponsible because again, I'm not for mandates, but you knew the rules. And you do know the rules, and that's why the NFL put this in to be so strict on their protocols. If you're not vaccinated, this is what happens. And now they're even in more trouble because Aaron Rodgers had some sort of Halloween party he went to. There's a couple of times that he was in the building not wearing masks and doing interviews. And if you're not vaccinated, you're supposed to have mask on. I don't think they're going to suspend Aaron Rodgers for any games, but what it looks like now is there's a fine coming. And one of the fines could be taking away next year's 2022 third-round draft pick, and that is big.
Oh, yeah.
That's
very
huge. Big. And this all goes back to Aaron Rodgers and his manipulation with words with the media saying he's immunized.
Immunized. I think that's the word that threw everybody off.
Yeah, right. So that's a manipulation tactic by him saying, no, that basically I am vaccinated, but in my own way. He was listening to Joe Rogan, took some horse steroids, whatever it is, to kill. It's a steroid to kill parasites, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's the way he chose to do it, and it's costing his team. Now, on the plus side of this, Jordan Love was terrible. Couldn't have. I mean, this could not have gone better for Aaron Rodgers. Like, it just couldn't have, because now you need Aaron Rodgers. Like, so he's not allowed to be in the buildings until Saturday, the day before they play Seattle. Which, by the way, Russell Wilson will be back after his index finger injury and surgery. He'll be back playing this Sunday. It doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers has 10 minutes on the practice field. He's playing Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
After what happened, and you saw what Jordan Love put out there, Aaron Rodgers will be back on the field on Sunday 1,000%. But that doesn't take away from all this and what happened. And this can happen again. If he tests positive or anything like that, come playoff time, they're in deep trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, deep trouble. They looked lost without him. And their defense played great. Their defense played great.
Yeah, it was a low-scoring game, too.
Well, Kansas City's not that good of a football team.
Either. Yeah.
They didn't score any points in the second half. 7 in the first, 6 in the second, and no points in the third and fourth quarter. And it's not like their defense is stellar. Green Bay's offense was just horrid with Jordan Love. It was sad to watch because they kept showing his mom the last row at the top of the stadium in Kansas City. Like, wow. But I wonder if they offer her tickets or something now, because that was rude.
Hey, that's very rude.
It was his wife and his girlfriend at the very, very top. But the Green Bay Packers are going to have Aaron Rodgers if they have any shot of competing with what I call the Fab Five, and that is the 5 best teams in the NFC, which are the Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Arizona Cardinals, and Los Angeles Rams.
That's tough. That's real tough.
Well, one of those teams is either not going to make the playoffs or lose in the first round. Yeah. So these games mean a lot. And for them to lose to a really, it's hard to say a bad Kansas City team.
I'd say mediocre.
But they are definitely mediocre. Patrick Mahomes is having a really bad year.
Yeah.
A really bad year. And he has all his weapons. This is a team that went back-to-back Super Bowls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back Super Bowls, and they can't put together more than 12, 13 points a game.
Because they already figured them out. Like, from the very beginning, you've been talking about it since it started. They already got figured out.
Yeah,
nothing has changed.
Their defensive coordinators have definitely stepped up, and they were talking about that the other day. I think they play a 2-zone defense now, which really throws Patrick Mahomes off, and his timing has just not been there. Travis Kelce is not, like, all their numbers across the board, and it's not like Edwards-Helaire was that big. They've got Williams, who's amazing. They're just not a well-run team, well-oiled machine right now. They're just not. They keep thinking that one of these teams or one of these games is going to turn them around. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Mahomes just looks off. It looks like they went to back-to-back Super Bowls. They're going to take this year off. Somebody else go have fun, and then they'll be back next year. That's all I can think of right now for that team.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there's just honestly, there's no words for the Chiefs right now. It's just, what are you doing?
Now, let's move over to the AFC real quick. And this Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals game in this situation. Unbelievable. Well, I don't want to say unbelievable. Here's the deal. You've got Odell Beckham Jr., who people keep saying that there's a lot of hype around him, right?
Yeah.
He's getting out of the Brown situation simply because Baker Mayfield and him can't get along. It's just two crybabies. These are just two grown-ass men that are narcissist, egotistical maniacs. They are. Yeah. Baker has to have the spotlight, so does OBJ. And it's unbelievable that Baker Mayfield can't bow down or that Odell Beckham can't bow down. They're just forcing themselves on. But Baker Mayfield goes out there, kills the Cincinnati Bengals with only 21 pass attempts. Here's the key to this whole thing. Nick Chubb was back in at old school form, rushing over 10 yards per carry. That is a recipe that the Cleveland Browns want. They don't want Baker Mayfield throwing 30 times a game. They'll lose.
Yeah.
They will lose. And Odell Beckham Jr. doesn't want to be on a team that doesn't throw 30 times a game because he wants a bunch of receptions. He wants yardage. Totally understand that. But the Cleveland Browns' key to success is the run game. They'd always run first, because I really think they're protecting Baker Mayfield. They don't want him to throw that much because he's not that good. He's really not. If they run the ball constantly and get that kind of production out of Chubb and Hunt, well, it opens up everything for Baker Mayfield. So I believe that's kind of where, if they're going to win, that's the key to success for Cleveland, because obviously they proved it against Cincinnati. And on the flip side of that, where's Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase? What happened?
Yeah, they weren't there at all.
Not only, I mean, let's see, didn't they get killed last week too?
I don't know.
Yeah, they lost last week as well to the Jets. Coming after that game in Baltimore, right? We were all excited. We were all hyped up on the Cincinnati Bengals being like, this incredible football team with this Burrow to Chase thing, and back-to-back losses to the Jets and the Ohio rival Browns. You wonder what's going to happen. They have the Cincinnati Bengals have the Raiders up next and the Steelers, so it's not an easy sledding. And man, I really don't want to get into the Raiders. They got a lot going on over there. And today their top back got dropped for both their 2020 top picks gone, released today. Their cornerback, I forgot his name, got dropped for threatening
guns.
Threatening somebody's life with a weapon. I
saw a meme. They're turning into the mean machine from The Longest Yard.
Oh, jeez. Man, it's like the old school Dallas Cowboys over there. Man, they got some stuff going on. But, this going back to Odell Beckham Jr., he says he wants to go to a playoff contending team. Well, no shit. But he's got 4 teams on his list. Basically, New Orleans Saints, the Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, and the New England Patriots. I don't know if the New Orleans Saints, he made this list before Jameis Winston got hurt, right? Before he tore up his knee. And I just don't know if Trevor Siemian's going to take the New Orleans Saints to the Super Bowl.
No.
I don't see that. Trevor Siemian actually has a Super Bowl ring when he played with the Denver Broncos. He was backup to Peyton Manning.
Yeah, you're right.
So, he's a good quarterback. He's serviceable. And I think that the New Orleans Saints would be a great fit for Odell because of the coaching staff is so experienced and really good, could probably keep him under control. But the fact is Trevor Siemian's not that great of a quarterback. You move on to Seattle Seahawks. They just get Russell Westbrook back. That's another great fit for him. I think that could up their game a little bit, take some attention away from DK Metcalf and the other receivers over there. And if he could turn into some sort of veteran leader, it would be great. Young receivers over there like Metcalf need a little assistance and helping them do things. But, Odell still thinks he's, young Odell. If you move on to San Francisco 49ers, that's not necessarily a winning team right now. The San Francisco 49ers looks to be lost again.
Yeah.
Looks to be lost again. And then last but not least, where I think Odell Beckham Jr. should go, the New England Patriots. Will they win this year? Probably not. But next year, if you got Mac Jones, Odell Beckham, and a couple other good wide receivers,
they're in.
That team's good.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, they can make the playoffs.
Right now they're good.
Yeah. They might be great with him.
Yeah, I don't see him going far, though. But, just a couple more tweaks from here and there. Yeah.
You add an Odell Beckham Jr., get a summer session with Mac Jones underneath his belt and get some reps in, and maybe next year they become a nice little threat. Who knows? But those are the 4 teams he is let go. Well, so here's the money situation with him. Right now he's owed $7.25 million. If he is waived, if he clears the waiver wire, which he probably will because nobody wants to pay that $7.25, if he clears the waiver wire, all Cleveland owes at that point is $3 million. The other teams that pick him up will have to pay the 4.25, which is way better than 7.25. So we'll see what happens. We'll know after 4 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay.
4 o'clock tomorrow, he clears the waiver wire, and we'll see. We'll see where he goes. Those are his 4 choices. But right now, New Orleans sits pretty. I mean, they're a good team. Seattle's a good team. New England's a good team. San Francisco's iffy. If I was to go to one of those in his situation, man, Seattle maybe if you want to win this year. But Seattle's 3-5. San Francisco's 3-5. New Orleans Saints are 5-3 coming off a loss. They were 5-2. They should be, without an incredible play by Cordell Patterson. The New Orleans Saints are 6-2.
Yeah.
But Matt Ryan threw an incredible pass to Cordell Patterson, ran down for 50 yards. They kicked a field goal. They ended up beating New Orleans Saints. After the Saints came back in that game, that's where I would go. I would go to New Orleans. I think that's a good fit for him because of the coaches. I really do. I think they'd mold him, be able to kind of contain him. Look, Odell's not been the same since he took that picture in Florida on the boat, with all his teammates. He hasn't been the same at all. So I can't imagine he's an easy guy to get along with, but neither is Baker Mayfield. We saw all that. Baker Mayfield is remember him flicking off Kansas, grabbing his crotch on the sideline.
Yeah.
His press conferences, he's just so. And credit to, I forgot which insurance he's doing commercials for.
I think it's State Farm? No.
Geico. I don't know. Maybe whatever. But they're trying to make his personality light, make him funny, make it seem outgoing. But I think in the locker room, you've got a Baker Mayfield that's really narcissistic, controlling. Like, he has to be the star. He needs to be the guy up there. Oh, I'm going to play. I'm going to be blah, blah, blah. It's just like, man, sometimes you need to be humble and think about Cleveland is a hard-working town.
Yeah.
Really, they want their players to be hardworking, their coaches to be hardworking. They don't like people with too much attitude stuff. And here comes Baker Mayfield, that he's not a blue collar guy. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. No.
So, it just doesn't seem like he fits there. But him and Odell didn't fit, and Odell's gone now. He is better without Odell Beckham there, because I think it takes out the controversy. I think the locker room's a little bit better in there, and I think that the guys
there's breathing room now. I guess you could say.
Yeah, and that, they calmed down a little bit. And look, they had a good game against Cincinnati, and we'll see what they do next week. Let me see who Cleveland plays next week. Will be the New England Patriots. That'll be a good football game.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that one.
That'll be a great football game, as a matter of fact. Can't wait to do that. But, man, let me know your thoughts on the Odell Beckham situation. Some people want to talk about this Raiders situation, man. It's just a tragedy.
Oh, yeah. Everything went downhill.
Well, going from John Gruden.
Yeah.
Going from Gruden getting fired, all the emails exposed from Washington, to Henry Ruggs running into a girl and her dog, killing them in a DUI. And now a guy waving guns, telling he's going to kill people. This all happened in the span of 3 weeks.
Yeah, they got punched hard,
bro. Like Al Davis' son, Al Davis Jr. I mean, I feel bad for him. None of this is his fault. It's not like he could have seen any of this coming. But man, when it rains, it pours,
and it's pouring hard.
I mean, the Raiders are in turmoil. But they put together a decent game, which is funny. Considering that, all this stuff going on around them, it seemed like they maybe have cleared the air. And then you have this other thing that pops up today about the guy waving the gun and threatening people's lives. And so both of their 2020 picks, Henry Ruggs and I forgot this guy's name, both of them are gone off the roster as of today. Very, very interesting stuff.
I don't know. They just got hit hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an Oakland Raider fan, which I was on.
You were from the very beginning.
I was on the bandwagon now, but look, man, I'm getting off the black and silver. I'm sorry, but I'm getting off the black and silver, man. All right, man, let's move on to some other games that we got coming up. I want to go over one of them being the Cowboys, but before we get into that, NFL brought to you by Construction Concepts, changing corporate culture one design at a time. From hospitality to corporate and luxury retail and medical facilities, their team of experts can create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call, 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com. All right, y'all, let's address the elephant in the room and talk about this Cowboys game. Whoa, man.
Whoa, they got hit. Damn.
This is amazing. All right, I just want, man, I next time we're going to have Kevin call in when there's a Cowboys game like this, which will probably be next week, but whatever. The Dallas Cowboys got stomped. At one point, this game was 30-0. They didn't score a point until the fourth quarter, which was basically trash touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott goes out of the game with 51 yards. He was in and out, had ice on his knee on the sideline. Dak Prescott overthrowing every wide receiver there was. Stephon Diggs getting burned, not Stephon Diggs, but Diggs getting burned in the secondary and committing massive pass interference penalties. This was a terrible game if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. And I don't want to overlook what's going on in Dallas. They lost the game to the Buccaneers 31-29, first game of the season. But then their wins come over a very suspect Chargers team, a really suspect Eagles team, a really suspect Panthers team, the Giants, a decent win against the Patriots in New England, and then the Vikings. And then they just got killed by the Broncos.
Those were easy games, in my opinion.
Yeah,
very easy.
That's not a rough schedule. And their remaining schedule, cakewalk. I just, because of their division, obviously, you got, let's see, 4 divisional games against Washington and the Giants that are, those are cakewalks. And then you've got the Eagles again. You've got Raiders, Chiefs, Falcons. The only hard game they have is the Cardinals, and I'll be interested to see what happens then. But that's 6 weeks away. So I think the Dallas Cowboys record going into the playoffs is not going to reflect exactly what the team is. No. I don't know how much they're going to be tested.
Oh, no.
Before they get to the playoffs. Their last 4 games are Washington, New York Giants, Washington, and then they play the Cardinals, and then the Eagles. That's the last 5 games.
No.
4 of their last 5 games are
that's easy. That's
all
super easy.
That's cakewalk games. The Cowboys are going to be interesting, and like I said, going with that Fab 5 that is in the NFC, which is the Dallas Cowboys, Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams, and Green Bay Packers, and Tampa Bay. Out of those 5 teams, right, Dallas is probably the worst.
Yeah, hands down, Dallas. They've always been the worst, honestly, and they've always choked in playoffs.
Well, I think that everybody was jumping on the Dallas Cowboys bandwagon this year and hoping that because they started off so hot, just coming in, destroying games, and they were playing in prime time, so everybody got to look at them and, wow, the Dallas Cowboys are killing it. And then they just got stomped at home.
Yeah.
At home.
That showed a lot.
Wow. And I don't want to know if they were ill-prepared, but Dak Prescott came out in the press conference afterwards, and he sounded like the head coach. He sounded like Mike McCarthy. And Mike McCarthy didn't say anything. But Dak Prescott's, we should have done this, and I shouldn't do this, and blah. He literally sounded like the head coach. And it comes into question, who's running that team?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
Ezekiel Elliott's it doesn't look like the head coach, Mike McCarthy, ever says too much to anybody.
Yeah,
and you saw it. And you saw it in Hard Knocks before the season started. If you watched any of the Hard Knocks, Mike McCarthy just kind of walking around. Just like, okay, hope you got it. It's not, that team is interesting, and it's always great when they're in turmoil. I love when things like this happen because, look, we're media, and this is fantastic for us. So I don't want to say I wish the best for the Cowboys because I really don't, but it's just they've got a nice, easy schedule for the rest of the way. They're going to make the playoffs. It's just a matter of what seed. And like I said, going into the playoffs of those 5 teams, again, L.A., Tampa Bay, Dallas, Green Bay, New Orleans. Right now, Atlanta Falcons would be in the wild card. And one team is going to have to play either the New Orleans Saints or Atlanta Falcons in a wild card. One of those teams.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. And one of those teams has to lose. They can't all make it to the second round.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna get very interesting from now on.
If you're gonna in their division, they're 6-2 in their division. Philadelphia Eagles in second place, 3-6. The Dallas Cowboys could lose the next 3 games and still be in first.
Yeah,
they don't have to do a whole lot to get into the playoffs. So, pretty much Dallas has already stamped their ticket to get into the playoffs, and they're going to stay there. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if they're a one and done.
Oh, yeah. I'm calling it right now. I'm telling you right now.
Ooh,
first round out.
First round out.
Yeah.
First round out call by Enrique of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm telling you right now. First round out.
And I would tell you that maybe home field advantage would help, but it doesn't.
It's not. Look at you saw it.
A Von Miller-less Denver Bronco team just
destroyed
them. Just destroyed them. Interesting. Speaking of Von Miller, got traded over to the LA Rams, and that game last night, this was the game that probably made Vegas the most money because all day long there were all these upsets. All day long, people were probably screaming, throwing stuff at televisions on all the bets they lost. It was unbelievable. And so they probably figured, well, I'll double up on the night's game. I'm going to take Los Angeles to kill the Derrick Henry-less Tennessee Titans, which the line favored that as well. That didn't happen.
That didn't happen at all.
Tennessee comes out and beats I don't want to say beats the brakes out of the LA Rams. They really didn't. Matt Stafford had a bad game. It was going to happen. The problem was they put a lot of pressure on Matt Stafford real early. He literally handed them 14 points. He threw an interception to them on the 3-yard line.
Yeah,
gave them the ball on the 3-yard line.
Spinning.
Next play gave him a pick six.
Yeah.
That's 14 points right there. And without those 14 points, they actually lose the game. It would have been 14-16. So Tennessee Titans got I wouldn't overlook the LA Rams by losing to the Tennessee Titans because, like I said, they were gifted those points. I think the Rams were kind of lackadaisical on this game. I don't think because they knew they didn't have to defend with Derrick Henry coming out. By the way, Derrick Henry, most yards in NFL history over a 30-game span, last 30 games. In NFL history.
Oh, wow.
Most rushing yards ever. Yeah, that guy. So if you don't think that they're going to miss him, you're sadly mistaken. I think the Tennessee Titans take a tumble bad. This game, the score doesn't indicate exactly what happened. Like I said, they were gifted those 2 touchdowns really, really early, and Stafford had to play from behind. He wasn't getting the ball out as quick. It was just sort of – it wasn't their day. And Paris Hilton was there, so that just kind of – I mean, you should have known they were going to lose right there. Like, I mean, didn't she get engaged to that dude?
I don't know.
Yeah, she did. That dude, she has a show now on Peacock. What is Peacock? Who came up with that?
I don't know, but they got The Office or something like that. I think that's
they got The Office. That's all you know?
That's it.
I know Netflix has Seinfeld. That's why I watched that.
Yeah.
But, anyways, yeah, so the Rams with Paris Hilton there. Did you see Kim Kardashian dating that dude from SNL? Pete
Davidson.
Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
This is what I think about that situation.
All right, tell me.
She's gone through rappers, basketball players, famous people, left, right, anybody she could possibly get her hands on, money, fame, whatever. Now she's like, you know what? I just want to laugh. I just want to be happy. So screw looks, screw money, screw it all. Like, I'm just going to go.
Hey, but he's pulling in, though. Pete Davidson's pulling in, though.
Yeah, I mean, look,
he can bag it.
Yeah, he's got a nice little track record, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, so and I think that helped him out because it's Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of Pete Davidson. Hey, look, got to give you props, man. Like,
oh yeah.
Mad props for pulling Kim Kardashian, you know. But then again, if you look at Kanye, you're like, whoa. Have you seen that dude, bro?
Yes.
Wow. Does he not have help? Does he not have help? Does Kanye not have help anywhere?
I think Kanye is his help. Dude, he's his own help.
That's when too much money has really messed you up. Like, somebody needs to grab. Like, does he have old friends that he used to hang out with? Just grab him and be like, whoa.
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, he might be too far gone, man.
Yeah.
Might be too far gone. But anyways, I digress. But Broncos beat the Cowboys. And then we were talking about, the Titans beat the Rams. They scored 21 points in that second quarter, like I said, and that's when those touchdowns happened. They scored 2 touchdowns in 6 seconds.
Oh.
Well, I think it was 4 seconds. That's
so bad.
Unbelievable. Anyways, Rams moved to 7-2. The Green Bay Packers moved to 7-2, and the Dallas Cowboys moved to, I think, 7-2 as well. Let me grab these standings real quick. I don't want the NBA. We're not doing that. Not doing it. Does the NBA have an intro song like the NFL does?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
It's probably not as catchy as NFL.
Yeah, right. Dallas Cowboys are Dallas Cowboys are 6-2. That's right, because they had a bye week. Green Bay Packers 7-2. Tampa Bay 6-2. They had a bye week. Arizona Cardinals. This was an interesting game yesterday as well. Backup quarterback Colt McCoy. Wow. Comes out there. You would think, and this is why I say everybody lost their money. No Kyler Murray, no DeAndre Hopkins, no J.J. Watt.
Oof.
You know that Arizona's going to lose. I mean, you just know it. Like, Who else? Why would they win? They're playing what was known to be a pretty tough San Francisco 49er defense and a running machine. If they keep the ball on the ground, they eat up the clock. They play defense. A pretty easy game for them. And it's in San Francisco.
Yeah.
No, 31-17.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Whoa. Jimmy Garoppolo, actually 28-40, 326 and 2 touchdowns. That's not a bad line. But it was James Conner, 21 carries, 96 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That was just on the ground. He added another touchdown through the air. He was killing it. George Kittle in his first game back, 6 receptions, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Cardinals look good, look really good. And for them to win without Kyler Murray says a lot. Let's see, who do they play next? Because, I mean, they might want to keep him out of another game. I mean, let him heal it. They play the Panthers. I mean, if you just beat the 49ers like that, I don't know who's better, the Panthers or the 49ers. They're right around the same.
Yeah.
I would almost keep him out. You got the Seahawks next, and then you got the Bears. DeAndre Hopkins dealing with his hamstring. This didn't affect them. And the part that I think is most interesting about this, because I talk about the Fab Five over there in the NFC, is because the other teams lost. Green Bay lost. Dallas lost. Tampa Bay had a bye week. The LA Rams lost. So now you got the Arizona Cardinals at 8-1 with the best team in the NFL, and they can afford to take a loss.
Yeah, they actually can. Maybe like
because all these other teams, they took the day off without taking the day off. Like I don't know what happened, but they did. If you move over to the AFC, the wildest and probably the most shocking game I've seen in a very long time. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Buffalo Bills.
I didn't see that one coming at all.
Well, no. That's probably
nobody did.
This is one of the biggest upsets. I think they were a 16-point favorite before the game started. The Jaguars might go to the ESPY Awards on this for biggest upset. Yeah. I'm not even joking.
Oh, yeah, hands down. And probably best moment in the game. That was my favorite.
There was 2 Josh Allens in this. All right. So it was interesting because in NFL history, a defensive back has never sacked a quarterback with the exact same name. Not only did he sack him, he also intercepted him, and he also recovered a fumble. From him. That's how wild that game was. The Jacksonville Jaguars kicked their first field goal in history, made field goal on American soil, and they won their first game on American soil because their other game, as we know, was won in London. Yeah. So way to go, Jacksonville Jaguars, with their second win, which actually helped out the Houston Texans. Now they're at the very bottom of the division.
Yeah.
The only team worse than the Houston Texans are the Detroit Lions, and I actually think they might be better.
Oh, yeah.
Talent-wise, the Houston Texans are an absolute
train wreck.
Yeah, it is not a good time to be a Houston Texan, that is for sure. But back to the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are standing – it's still the AFC, and that's why I call the NFC the Fab Five. There's no Fab Five in the AFC.
Not at all.
Bills, the Tennessee Titans – you still got the Raiders, Chargers, and now check this out in the AFC West, right? The Chargers and the Vegas Raiders are at 5-3, and now you have the Kansas City Chiefs at 5-4, and the Denver Broncos at 5-4. That division is wide open now.
Yeah,
wide open because the Chargers keep losing. Vegas is wow. I don't want to say a wreck. That's a bad choice of words.
Very
too early. Let's see. Tennessee Titans at 7-2, and the Buffalo Bills. And I speak about this almost weekly with the New England Patriots. Watch out, especially if they end up with Odell Beckham. That team. You don't want to play them. They look good, especially coached by Bill Belichick. They are a good football team. They're not a great football team, but they're a solid football team. Mac Jones could start for almost any franchise, it looks like.
Yeah.
But he's in the right system. He has the right head coach.
He's not leaving.
No, look, man, they have no star wide receivers, no star running back.
And they're good.
Yes. Wait till they get some talent.
Oh, my gosh.
And they have a bunch of draft picks coming up, and if they end up with Odell Beckham – next year, even this year, they could be a threat to knock somebody off this year early. But I don't see them making it deep in the playoffs. But if they keep this up, New England Patriots next year might be tough. How great would it be to see Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots versus Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl?
That
highest rated Super Bowl
I'm
ever.
going to that. I don't know where I'm going to get the money, but I'm going
it would be the highest rated Super Bowl in history.
God.
Mac Jones, who looks just like a young Tom Brady. It would be old versus new, but the old quarterback versus new quarterback, and then old head coach versus
new head coach.
Well, no, not necessarily new, but Andy Reid. But that would be awesome, and that could happen as early as next year.
You calling it?
It could happen. I mean, the New England Patriots are 5-4, man. Like they're going to make a run this year.
They just need time.
Because the AFC is soft, right? They've got, let's see, New England's got the Browns this coming up week, Falcons, Titans, Bills, Colts, Bills. Oh my goodness. That is a rough schedule. Oh man, the Browns, Falcons, Titans, Bills, Colts, Bills. Then they end with the Jags and Dolphins. They get a little bit of break, but wow, if they can go 500 through that, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens. I mean, 5-3 Bills sit atop of the division. They're 5-4, and then they got the Jets and Miami. Both of those with only 2-win teams. So it's going to be between Buffalo and New England. New England, if they don't win the division, could easily get in there as a wild card in that AFC. The AFC is, and now not Teddy Bridgewater, Jameis Winston's knocked out in New Orleans, so you've got a Trevor Siemian-led New Orleans team. So now it really opens up the door for New England to jump in there. I mean, so they could do some damage. Cowboys beat New England. Bad matchup. Bucks would kill New England. Man, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But I don't know if it'll happen this year, but it could. Look, it's the NFL, and as we saw on Sunday, anything can happen. I mean, the Jaguars just beat the Buffalo Bills. You know how many people lost money on that? And the Cowboys game and the Green Bay game. Just unbelievable. And then you try to double up thinking LA Rams are going to kill Tennessee Titans with no Derrick Henry. They end up losing. Man, just a wild day in the NFL. All right, man, let's get to tonight's game real quick. Tonight's game, you got the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields. Man, this is a tough game. This is a really tough game. I don't know how this is going to go. Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're 4-3.
Yeah, they're 4-3.
And last year they were undefeated and had a really easy schedule. Their schedule this year has been brutal, and they're 4-3. They beat the Bills the first game of the season, lost to the Raiders, who were pretty good back then. Then they lost to a really good Bengals team back then. Then they lost to the Packers, who's up there at the top. Then they beat the Broncos, beat the Seahawks, beat the Browns. Now they face a Bears team that I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there with the Bears. I know Thomas might be watching and trying to figure out Justin Fields and what's going on with him. He just hasn't looked good. He's 94 for 158, 991 yards, 3 TDs, and 7 interceptions. Versus Ben Roethlisberger, who's 175 of 269, 1781 yards, 8 TDs, and 4 picks. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Herbert's been really good for them coming in for the injured David Montgomery, 351 and a touchdown, but the key to this game, Najee Harris.
Yep.
Running back for Pittsburgh, and a lot of people are going to say the defense. Look, Chicago's offense is not that brutal, right? So Pittsburgh's got a good defense. I think Najee Harris is the key to this game. He runs the ball well. He gets over 100 yards. I think they might win this game pretty easily. The over-under's at 40 points. Right now the line is teetering between 7.5 points. I'm taking Pittsburgh in this game.
I'm with you on that.
I'm taking Pittsburgh in this game. I don't know. Deontay Johnson is starting to come alive. Ben Roethlisberger, Najee Harris. Man, this Pittsburgh team, and I'm not a big Ben Roethlisberger fan, but they're 4-3 in a tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got some easy games coming up. They could be 5-3 after tonight, and people start – the rumbles of Pittsburgh being good again will start coming up.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit there and give them props for beating a Chicago Bears team that's missing Khalil Mack and Damian Williams. I mean, I'm surprised it's only 7. I'm shocked at that. Let me know what you guys think right now. The matchup predictor says 68% that the Pittsburgh Steelers at home will beat the Chicago Bears. Let's see. What else do we got to go over? You want to talk about the Cowboys again?
Let's go for it. Just talk trash about them.
Yeah, the Cowboys lose. An interesting thing about last night's game, too, was the Adrian Peterson deal. Adrian Peterson was preparing to go play for the Baltimore Ravens because he was staying in shape because he thought that's where he was going. Dancing with the Stars calls him, offers him $150,000, $175,000, says that he can make $350 if he wins, something like that, to go on the show. He didn't even know Derrick Henry was hurt. Tennessee Titans call him, tell him they want him. He comes in, he signed last night. He scores a touchdown for them. Granted, it was a 1-yard TD. He's not the answer in Tennessee. All right. It's a great feel-good story for AP. He's from around the Houston area. I love him, but he's not the answer for Tennessee. And I don't know how you replace Derrick Henry, and Ryan Tannehill is serviceable and a good quarterback. He's not a great. You're not going to be able to replace the top running back in the NFL. Like in the last 30 games, Derrick Henry has had more rushing yards than anybody in the history in a 30-game span.
Yeah.
He was on pace to crush Eric Dickerson's 2,138 yards. Like he was going to crush it. Unfortunately, obviously, it's a bone spur on the outside of his foot, and that's tough for him. But Adrian Peterson, congratulations, but I don't see him. I don't see him winning that.
Yeah,
that job.
Yeah, I don't think you can replace him at all. Maybe. What's his contract like? It's like 1 year, maybe.
APs?
Yeah.
They signed him for like $150,000.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money. Another good game yesterday. The Ravens outlasting the Vikings, kicked a field goal. Chargers beat the Eagles. Like I said, the Cardinals over the 49ers. But again, tonight's game, you've got the Bears and the Steelers. Who you got? You got Pittsburgh as well?
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh as well. I mean, the Bears aren't good.
What about the over-under? It sits at 40. That's an interesting line.
What do you mean? Like I never understood that over-under.
How many 40? Points? How many points combined they're going to score?
40.
You think defense holds?
Yeah, defense going to hold. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might be with you on that. The defense on that. Real quick over in the NBA, I just want to go down some standings real quick. The NBA just started, and for me, the NBA is not that big of a
deal.
Not until the end of the regular season.
Yeah.
It's just,
you're right.
It sort of is like practice for these guys.
Yeah.
It's like warm-ups until you get like 3 weeks away from the playoffs.
Then it starts getting interesting.
Yeah, then it starts getting fun and interesting. Right now in the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia, Miami, and Brooklyn head the Eastern Conference 8-2, 7-2, 7-3. Western Conference, Golden State at 8-1. They look good. Steph looks good. Utah, Dallas, and Phoenix round that out. Houston Rockets, the very, very bottom, 1-9.
Yeah. It's not that good. But I mean, just give them more time.
Give them more time.
Just a bit more time.
Oh man, geez, I don't know about that. Did you see that thing? Speaking of basketball, that came out with. Meeting got canceled. Oh, sorry. Did you see that thing that came out where it was a question whether or not Michael Jordan would win a ring without Scottie Pippen?
I saw it.
That might be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, are you joking? Michael Jordan won a college championship.
Yeah.
He won an Olympic medal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was incredible from his rookie year. He would have definitely won. Now, of course, the big kicker is would Michael Jordan have won 2 more if he didn't retire when the Rockets won their back-to-back championships in 94 and 95, would Michael Jordan-led team beat those teams?
That's the big what if.
Oh, man, I just don't know, man. But look, today's show brought to you by Fitz Roofing. My boy over there, Corey Fitz. Give him a call, 832-521-3001. Visit him at fitzroofing.com. All your shingles, anything you want, man. Lauren would trip out, man. Lauren's not here today. She'll be back on Thursday. But I tried to get Grant. Grant might be with me on Thursday, so stay tuned. It's either that or Rachel, so you guys be careful if Lauren's not back. But fitzroofing.com, 832-521-3001. My boy Corey Fitz and his team will come service you. All insurance claims, whatever you got. In fact, he's got his guys coming to see me tomorrow to look at my roof. All right, man. Once again, on Thursday, we're going to go over where OBJ goes. Where does he go? Does he go Seattle, New Orleans, San Francisco, New England?
I want to see him in New Orleans. Look, he's not going to win anything this year.
No.
He's not going to win, but I think he could just build off of that. If he can get rid of that ego that he has, which probably not.
Yeah,
but if he can control it at least like a tad bit, maintain it to a certain level, then I think with New Orleans, he's going to be a good fit.
Yeah, man, it's wow. The problem with New Orleans is Trevor Siemian being the quarterback. I would love to see him go to New England. I like Bill Belichick. I really like Mac Jones. I would like to see him go over there. I don't necessarily like OBJ's attitude, his personality. I think he's super cocky. But look, Randy Moss went through the exact same thing in Oakland a long time ago. I mean, almost the identical situation. Then he went to New England, won a Super Bowl, rides off into the sunset. Now he's a commentator. He's got an incredible career and maybe changed his life. It's all about situations. So maybe OBJ can do the same thing.
No.
He's in the No. He's in the latter half of his career, right? He's at the end. He's got about 3 years left, maybe, to make something substantial of himself. Go to New England. Learn some stuff from Bill Belichick. Who knows what will happen to you, man. Real quick, let's go over some college football next week. Cincinnati and South Florida face off. Alabama and New Mexico State. That should be a really good one. Big game is Oklahoma at Baylor. Number 8 Oklahoma at number 12 Baylor. Mississippi State and Auburn will be interesting. Georgia and Tennessee is always a fun game, but Tennessee's not that good. Georgia's defense, I told you, it might be the best defense I've ever seen. Michigan State and Maryland, Texas A&M, Ole Miss. Next week will be a lot of fun, man. But, hey, look, man, it's been fun having you guys ride along with me for this hour. Enrique, final thoughts? Anything?
I really want to see the Steelers win and not by a field goal this time. Like, even though it's
did you bet on this game?
I didn't. Because every time I bet, it always backfires on me. So that's why I stopped betting. That's why for the fight, I knew Canelo was going to win, but I didn't bet.
Yeah, I mean, Canelo, that guy's amazing.
Yeah.
He's flat out phenomenal. I love watching him fight.
He's the reason why I started training for boxing also. I was supposed to have a fight this month. But
really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, but they canceled the whole entire thing. I'm like, oh man, oh well. But I'm still training regardless.
Yep. Real quick, next week, the Dallas Cowboys are -9 at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Who are you taking? Just early. I know it's early, but I'm coming off that beat down. Atlanta at Dallas.
I'm gonna hit myself. I'm gonna pick Cowboys. They want revenge.
I'm taking Atlanta plus the 9 points, man. Oh my gosh, I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. Cowboys lost. It's been a great week. We're gonna tell you where OBJ goes, and we're gonna break all that down on Thursday. Lauren will be back. Look, tomorrow from 12 to 3 and Wednesday 12 to 3. I'm on Sports Map Radio with Lauren. Visit us there. Just download the app. Just click on it at 12 o'clock. We're there talking sports all afternoon long. Thank you to VYPE.com for putting this on. And Enrique, of course, man, been awesome as usual. Want to thank, let's see. Let's go to Smarter Mortgage with David Carrier. Give him a call, 281-650-0648. He's got a lot of money. He'll give it to you. For housing. Hybrid Technologies, 832-336-1201. Any iCloud services, hook up your homes, your businesses, whatever, for all your security cameras. He's got it. Construction Concepts, they build stuff. And last but not least, Fitz Roofing. Corey over there, man. If you need your roof done, you want an insurance claim, or if hail hits your house, storms, there's been a lot of wind lately.
Oh, my God, yeah.
This guy's got you covered over there at Fitz Roofing, man. All right, y'all. I've got Pittsburgh -7. Y'all enjoy the game. We'll see you back here Thursday. You want to give us a song on the way out?
I got you right here. Little chill vibe.
We'll see you, man. Thursday night, same bat time, same bat place.
See you.